me, all late. You know why I'm late? I had physical therapy today, and I came home and I laid down and I slept through my alarm. I was just so, my arm is kicking my butt. He worked me like there is no working anyone. So that's why I'm late. Me and Candace got it together. There's one less advice question than usual. There's only 24 today, but I think that will be enough. Be happy that I made it. I know I am. Shoot. Hope you guys had a good weekend and all of that good stuff. Let's get started since we're so late here. Well, since I'm so late, let's not put we on it because y'all was on time. So we have 24 advice questions for What the Fuck Wednesday. It's a relationship advice live stream where people send in their questions in advance and then they get answered live on the air. Hey, Shay. I see everybody's here, was over here waiting. Thanks you guys for staying and not running away screaming screaming like, where is she? She don't never be on time. But yeah, you see these bears in my I'm telling let me take this down. We don't need this today. Okay, so let's go with these 24 questions. Question number 1 is from a male in the 28 to 34 age group. He is Caucasian, from Portland, Oregon. He says, I'm in a very weird and sketchy situation because I'm not good at interpreting signals or realizing if I'm being flirted with. I want to address this situation that involves a young girl at my gym. I'm in my early 30s. I go to the same public gym 5-6 days a week. I see the same regulars that come at the same time as me all the time. There are a few other people in their 30s, a few in their 40s, and a couple of high school kids. The problem, there's one high school girl that has struck up conversation with me a few times and we've been friendly. That by itself wouldn't be a problem. I'm one of the bigger guys in the gym and I'm often approached for tips or a spot by guys all the time. Where it started getting weird is that she seems to purposely do squats and bend over dumbbell rows and other kinds of exercises where she bends over directly in front of me. Repeatedly, I wouldn't think much of it, except normally if you do a floor space exercise like that, most people pick a spot and do that exercise in that spot every time. She's doing the goblet squats in different places so that her butt is facing me. And she wears these shorts that make me wonder how you won't feel fabric in your colon. Oh my God. Like the wedgie is very real. Now there's a woman in my age who has requested, oh my God, this is funny, that I stand behind her when she does squats to keep away creeps and stares. And she knows I'm married and I know her husband and he would kill me with his pinky. That's definitely not flirty. It's really because I'm a big guy who's bearded and tatted, who deadlifts a shitload and blocks a substantial amount of view. So I don't know if I'm being used as a creep deterrent because of my reputation for being safe, or if she's trying to get my attention. She's been nice to me, but I don't know if that's flirting because I'm as dense as tungsten. If she's flirting, I need to shut that shit down because she's probably half my age. And even if she is 18, I'm married and I don't want to creep her out if it's nothing. And I also don't want to hurt her feelings because she's still a kid and kids get weird feelings that they can't always express appropriately. That's true. I don't know what to do other than ignore it, but it's making me uncomfortable. What if someone who doesn't know me constantly sees the same older guy behind this young girl with short shorts that have disappeared up her butt crack doing squats? Everyone has the same thought. That guy is gross. Plus, I'm vain as hell and she's blocking up my mirror space. Just kidding, kinda. Wow, that's, you know how many dudes would wish they was in your position? But I understand you don't want your wife to decide to come to the gym with you and then see this and be like, excuse you, what's going on here? I'm gonna say this. If you find that she's always around you and you are obviously married and they never see you creeping on nobody, it could very well be what you say. She's a young girl at the gym by herself. And she's at that age where dudes are going to be trying to hit on her and all this stuff all the time. And it won't matter what she has on. It's just the fact that she's young and she's at the gym. I mean, I'm sure the short shorts don't help, but that's not why they're going to, try to hit on her. It's because she's young and she's by herself and she's at the gym. That's what happens. So, as far as what you can do about it, what I would suggest you do is the lady who told you why she wants to stand by you, point this out to her and ask her if she wouldn't mind addressing the situation with the little girl. And that way it's coming from a woman, it's not coming from you. And she can make it look like she's noticed it, that you are oblivious. And if there's something that needs to be shut down, she can shut it down. Because she can say the guy's married and he's not tripping on you like that. Stop doing that. Or if it's because the little girl is trying to get the same kind of protective energy that this other woman was very open about getting from you, then they'll be on the same page and they can kind of maybe work out it together a little bit or something. So it won't seem like you're such a creepazoid. And since you know her husband and stuff, I'm thinking that's probably the best solution. So approach her with that to see if she would do that favor for you, and have her approach the little girl. I'm thinking that's going to be the easiest, best, fastest, and most thorough way out of this for you. That's what I recommend. Because you just really don't know. But if that woman had enough, the older, mature woman in your age group had enough wherewithal to approach you to kind of serve as a blockade against the weirdos at the gym, I'm thinking it's probably something along those same lines. Especially if she hasn't like come at you. The thing that's the question mark though is why she wants to, wear the little tiny short shorts, because that just gets like extra focus attention. Like I'm just saying, it's not like she's not gonna get any because she's young and she's a female and she's at the gym. What I'm saying is that sometimes, to help mitigate some of that, you don't like spread out syrup and then be mad when flies come. That's what I'm saying. So that would be something that woman might also want to address with her. Maybe not. It depends on her. But I just, you say it's perfect time and you just got here. Me too. Ha ha ha. But that would be my suggestion. Let's move on to question number 2. We got 24 questions today, in case you missed the answer earlier to that question. Usually we have 25, but today we have 24. And Candace's dude is okay. He's in the hospital. I didn't get any details, but he's in the hospital. I wonder if he got COVID. They old, so I would not be surprised. Anyway, let me shut up before she hears this and beats my behind. Male, 22 to 27. He's African American from Atlanta. My girlfriend wants to get pregnant, and she told me when we were just hanging out. Oh. She told me that she wanted me to get her pregnant, except the thing is that we both are not at all ready for a child. She is 20 and I'm 22. We had eggplant at her place one time and I threw away the used item there. She said how she grabbed it out of the garbage and was tempted to get herself pregnant with that. I'm not sure what to do with this information. Do I break up with her since she seems insane? Or do I just talk it through with her and make sure she doesn't do it again? I really love her and I don't want to be with her for a while and maybe someday to have kids with her. Neither of us are ready though, so I'm not sure. Well, okay, since no man told you this, I'm going to tell you this right now. What you do after you do what you do, before you toss anything in the garbage can, you take it into the bathroom and you rinse it out. Okay, you rinse it out with hot water. You rinse it out and let everything that's in it go washing down the sink. You do not want to continue to flush these kind of things because they clog up plumbing and they cause problems. But if you rinse it out, then what you do is you stuff it in your pocket and you take it with you when you go. You throw it into a waste receptacle that she does not have access to. Okay, something at your house, on the street, by the bus stop. I don't care where you throw it away, but you don't throw it away at her house. This goes for every young man listening to this. That was a stupid thing to do. I mean, I know you do it because you trust it, but you don't trust nobody. Okay, especially if that's the only birth control y'all using. You don't trust nobody with that. Your daddy should have told you this. This is like basic one-on-one, basic new manhood or something. I don't know. You rinse your shit out and then you take that with you when you go. You do not flush condoms. That's not a good idea. They're not biodegradable. Okay? They mess up people's plumbing, including like if you own a homeowner and that's your habit, you're gonna be paying a big plumbing bill in a few years. Don't do that shit. Just do it, toss it somewhere after you rinse it out. Okay? Take it with you when you go. Don't ever leave anything behind like that. That's just dumb. So as far as if she want a baby, tell her she ain't gonna get one from you. I think if that's the only birth control that y'all is using, you are going to be risking your whole future messing with her. So I would suggest that you break up. She's done told you what she wants. I'm sorry. I mean, I know you too young to be talking about getting yourself fixed, and there's really nothing else that you can do except not screw with her, and that would be what I suggest. Luckily, she told you before it happened, though. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I was a dude, I wouldn't trust nobody. I would not give a damn. So, I mean, I'm telling him something that if I were a guy, that's what I would do. Wouldn't trust no broad with nothing that had my DNA in it. I'm not gonna do that. Nope, nope's all the nopes in the world. Question number 3. This is a female in the 42 to 49 age group from Laredo, Texas. Her male partner is in the 50 to 56 age group. How do I tell my new boyfriend that I wish that he would fix his teeth without hurting his feelings? Oh, we got a jacked up grill. We're just starting to have a long distance online relationship. Or in other words, you're just starting to waste some time. That's what you're going to do. If it works, we might move in together in the future. I think he's very attractive, nice, and we get along well. At first, I couldn't really tell because you don't see his teeth unless you look really closely. He doesn't smile showing his teeth. So when we started video chatting, I started noticing that he basically has a lot of missing teeth. I'm not a shallow person and I value one's personality. Plus, he's very good looking too. But no teeth have always been a deal breaker and a turnoff for me. Since he never told me about it and we got to know each other through chat, I got way into it before realizing that. I waited for him to talk about it, maybe tell me he wanted to fix them in the future, but he acts like there's nothing wrong. So I think he's okay with it. I don't want to dump a person over something that can be easily fixed. Far from me, he wanted to change a person to suit me, but this is different. Who doesn't want to have teeth? So how do I hint that I hope he does some dental work or gets a bridge or something? Girl, where are you? Laredo, Texas. You do have to understand. I don't know, because I didn't get it until I lived down there too. A lot of people happen with no teeth. They got a tooth every now and then and stuff, and they just be walking around talking like that with their teeth gone. Are people like only in their 40s and already got a whole like false teeth rack? What I don't know what they call it. They stick it up in there and then they finally have some teeth. I'm like, no, I can't do it. To me, that indicates either a history of severe drug use, because a lot of those kind of things will make you lose your teeth, or you was in prison where you didn't get good health care, dental care, and nutrition, or your parents was on drugs, and so you got that all up in you, and so your teeth is just genetically fucked up, and so you're not gonna have no teeth at an early age, or you took very poor care of your teeth and gums to the point where your teeth rotted out, fell out, and had to get pulled out, and you never got them replaced with implants or anything else. So you think it's okay to walk around here looking like, I don't know, what's behind door number one. I can't do it. I understand what you're talking about. I don't like that checkerboard look in people's mouths. I can't do it. So I would suggest, I don't know how you think you can tell him something like this and not hurt his feelings. I mean, you don't worry about that. What you're gonna have to do is say, look, I mean, dude, since we've been video chatting, I noticed you don't have no teeth. What happened to your teeth, dude? Where's your teeth at? And then he'll tell you and say, well, do you plan to get some partials or something? Because what's going on? I mean, you just gonna walk around like looking like that? I mean, that would be me. I know you don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't know how if you want to be nice and sweet and stuff like that, you wrote to the wrong person. That's not my style. My style is direct, and something I want to know, I'm gonna ask you. So he walks around here when he don't have no teeth. I want to know why you don't have no teeth, and I don't understand why that's something that's gonna hurt his feelings. Yeah, like homelessness, exactly. I'm sitting up there talking about we in a long distance online relationship. You too old for that shit. What's wrong with you? That's not a relationship. That's a waste of time. You a grown woman about to be somebody's grandma and shit. But they're talking about you in a long distance old online relationship. You need to quit. And with somebody who's toothless. Please. I don't know. Is it me? Is it me? Are my standards too high? I just would not have nothing to do with no toothless man. It's like I can see if you in your 90s or something, but shit, my relatives all had teeth and way into their 90s too. Nobody had false teeth in my family, except for one aunt. And she had false teeth from when she was in her 20s. You know why? She had one cavity and had to get one tooth extracted. And she decided she didn't want to ever have to go through it again, so she had the dentist take out all her teeth. And they did it. I don't know why. This was in I guess the early 60s, maybe late 50s or something. Before my time, I heard about it. And so then she had like no teeth and she had, dentures. I mean, from the time she was in her early 20s. That's the only person, and it was because of that. But everybody else lived and died with all their teeth in my family. I'm not used to looking at people with no teeth. That would not work for me. I better D than me. Question number 4. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group. She's Latin X. She's a Sag, and she's from San Diego. Oh, I like it when they fill out all the blanks. She's writing about a male in the 18 to 21 age group as well. He's also Latin X and Aquarius. My boyfriend and I have been together for 1.5 years. He hates coming to my house. My parents are strict. The last time he came over, it was just us on the couch with my dad loudly chewing at the kitchen table behind us the whole time. Since then, he hasn't been back, and I can't blame him. The situation at his isn't much of an improvement. He lives with his parents in a mobile home, rent-free. He helps pay bills, but his grandma encourages him to stay there to save instead of spending on rent. However, his grandpa hates having anyone in his house that isn't family. I am pretty much banned. The only way I can get into his room is to sneak in the window. It's small, overcrowded, and 90 in the summer with no AC, so I hate it. I have no privacy as I share a room with my 18-year-old brother. I'm in college and work part-time. My boyfriend is not in school, but he works overtime Monday through Friday. He blows his money, though, on stupid, expensive collectibles like toys and video games in the hundreds of dollars. I don't see why he can't afford rent, especially with a roommate. I do love him, and he makes the effort to take me out on dates. When I'm with him, he never lets me spend a dime. I can tell he truly cares about me, but I hate that we have no privacy, especially this far into a relationship. Should I deal with this until he can afford to put down on a mortgage? I have a hunch that he is waiting for me to finish college and start my career so I can help out with the house. He's asked me before if I would help him with those payments in the future when married. I don't understand why y'all can't just rent like a little studio apartment. They're not that expensive. The money that he's blowing on all this stupid stuff, he could pay rent if you all really want to be together. This sounds like a hot mess, though. I don't know how you lasted this long. You can't go to his house, you can't go to yours, and you guys are this young and living with other people. No. Either you're gonna have to bite the bullet. He's gonna have to stop spending money on stupid stuff and start putting his money aside and move out, so you guys can be together, or you need to break up. There's no two ways about this. This relationship is not going to go anywhere. You need to concentrate on school and making some money, and he needs to concentrate on making some money and starting his life as an adult and stop sponging off of his grandparents. That's what needs to happen here. So think about that. Because basically you've been in a 1.5 year rut. Nothing has changed, nothing has improved, you haven't grown, neither has he. So when you look into your future, there's just more of the same. Is that what you want to do? You want to keep wasting your time like that? I can't recommend that. And you don't need to buy a house with anyone that you're not married to. That's the other thing I want to make sure I throw in here. If you're not married, you don't invest in anything. You hear me? Nothing. Question number 5, male, 22 to 27. He's African American. He's from Derby, East. Oh, I guess not African American, but he's black. Derby, East Midlands in the UK. I need ideas for how to politely break things off with a woman that I'm not physically attracted to. This is more a hypothetical situation that's happened a few times. Oh, sorry, I guess he means it's not like talking about a specific relationship. Not right now. It's just a situation. So what would happen is we would meet up after chatting on an online dating, and I realized that I'm not very physically attracted to her, or I meet her at school, etc., and we get on well. So she asks if I'd like to get coffee, etc., but I'm not attracted to her. Hmm. Oops. Everyone advocates honesty, but I don't think anything good would come from being honest in this context. Sometimes we do get on well, so I can't really say it's because I don't feel a spark or whatever, or in that case, it's obvious that's because I'm not attracted to them. I tend to make it about me, and I say I'm not on the right place for dating at the moment, but I think it comes across as an obvious excuse either way. It's surely better than saying it's because I'm not attracted to her. And it's got nothing to do with me being too picky. I'm not going for models. In fact, I prefer chubbier women, and I'm not very attracted to ultra thin or fit women. Usually, the issue is that women use misleading photos on dating apps. What's the most polite way to handle this sort of situation? Polite. Do I know how to do that? I'm going to say this. If you don't want to hurt people's feelings, you can just you do it like how women do men. Everybody understands what this means. So you tell her, well, I'm just really not feeling it. I'm feeling more of a friend vibe. Okay? More of a friend vibe. I'm feeling a friendship tip. I'm feeling a friendship zone. I'm thinking we could be really good friends, but I don't know about anything more than that. Those kind of statements. And basically it means I'm not attracted to you like that. But you don't have to say it. But everyone knows that's what that means. And so there you go. That's your answer. You're feeling the friendship vibe. You on a friendship tip. All you can offer her is friendship. Stuff like that. Keyword friend. And leave it at that. Well, if he likes chubbier girls, well then, well, if they keep pressing you, then you just say that. Because every time you give the excuse, and then people want to argue with you about why you shouldn't feel that way or think that way, or why you should give them what they want, then that's when you got to come out and be more of a savage. And so if you say, you're just feeling the friendship vibe, then and she comes back with something like, well, why? Why not? This and that, blah, blah, blah. Then that's when you're going to have to up the ante and tell her because you're too skinny. I don't like skinny girls. I'm not attracted to bones and stick and skin. It's not me. I like girls with some meat on them, and that ain't you. So, or you could be real savage and say, because, you don't make my dick hard. I just, Mr. PP is sleepy when I'm around you. That ain't going to work for me. I need a woman that I'm excited about, and that ain't you. So, I mean, it just depends on how you want to do it and where you want to take it. But it's going to be one of those answers, but I suggest starting with the friendship one and then escalating if needed. Don't need to come out being savage from the gate. But if she keeps bugging you and trying to press you and coerce you and convince you that you're wrong, well, then you're going to have to just go and just lay her out. Okay, we'll try that first. I know. She said, dang. I don't know what to tell you. It gets like that sometimes. Male or female. Some people just don't want to take no for an answer. They want you to do what they want you to do and give them what they want from you. No matter what you feel or think about it, they insist that you do what they want you to do. And that's when you got to roll up your sleeves and twist around like the exorcist and just come out savage. That's what you got to do. So let's move on. We got question number 6. We got 24 questions today. 24. If your question is here and you're listening or you missed the recording, be sure to listen not only what I say, but check out what's in the chat as well, because a lot of times they'll have some input that might be helpful for you as well, or cheering you on or explaining something to you or providing a resource or an idea that you might find useful. Okay, they're a good crew. Okay, question number 6. Male, 22 to 27, from Montreal, Canada. So I had a second date, which led to us getting busy. Ooh. She is admittedly, quote, blunt and, quote, tells it how it is. And as we were laying in bed, she called my career meaningless. Wow. This was on the second date, and decisively mentioned one of my job duties as if it was nothing special. I then told her that that was rude, degrading. She attacked my career and that I can't be with someone who doesn't respect my career. She immediately tried to backtrack, but I told her that was just trying to tell me what I wanted to hear and that the truth had already come out. She has a PhD and a high paying career in the medical field and comes from a rich, successful family, which means nothing to me. This is just for your background information. I have a decent upper middle class career and come from a middle class to upper middle class family. Okay. Early that night, I also think that she had a reaction I didn't care for regarding the college I graduated from. After I said my piece, I told her I was leaving and was going to spend the night originally, and she was crying and apologizing the whole time. Now I'm trying to figure out if I overreacted and if I should ask her out again or just call it off. There's been a decent connection between us and a physical attraction. The eggplant was great, but I will not date someone who looks down on my career, and definitely not someone who will openly put down my career to my face. Well, then it's a wrap then. Because my thing is this: when you first meet somebody, that's when most people are showing their representative. If you're not going to see the real problem child that they are, they're going to show you the smooth, the easygoing, the sweet, the compliance and all. They're going to show you all that agreeableness and kindness and sweetness and stuff while they try to get you to like them enough to get into a relationship. That's what most women do, and most men too. If they come out the gate doing things that demean and insult you, that's someone who's going to be emotionally and mentally abusive to you. You did well. I wish more women would do like you did, and not let it drop and not excuse it. Don't give a damn about what kind of tears and begging they do. You just deuce out because they've already disrespected you, and especially this early in the game. Like I said, that's what most people on their good behavior. If she's already acting a fool and this is good behavior time, maybe that is her good behavior and it's going to go downhill from there. I think you were very smart to get out of there now. Don't call her, block her, as a matter of fact. Don't ever deal with her again. And I wish, like I said, that I could get the ladies to be more like what you are, and see when someone is attacking them that they don't mean you any good. It's just a way for them to try to feel better at your expense. I like what you did. I want you women to take note of what he did. Y'all need to do that to these clowns that you be dating to be talking about you instead of, quote, giving them another chance. So I know you feel insecure about it and you feel like you may have overreacted and all that, but you did not. You were perfect. And let this be a good and valuable lesson to her so she learned to keep her goddamn mouth shut. Be sitting about there talking about somebody. You were very nice to her because I would have cussed her out. And when I want your fucking opinion, bitch, I'll ask you for it. I didn't ask you shit because I don't give a fuck what you think about what I do with my life. You ain't going to be in my life. Did you ever consider that? So your fucking thoughts about it are irrelevant. Fuck out of here. I'm out of this junk ass place with this bitchy ass PhD. And then leave her. But you got to talk about it first. I'm just like, these people are she lost her mind right quick. Let's move on to question number 7. Female, 35 to 41, from Wichita, Kansas. I am almost 40 and I live in an apartment building. The issue is that my neighbors, there's 3 guys between the age of 25 and 43, don't have a car. Occasionally they ask me for rides. I try to be helpful in emergencies, but I just can't be their regular form of transportation. I don't want to be a solution that they rely on. For a million reasons, but most of them, I'm selfish. A few months ago, they asked me to take them on an errand that was literally 30 minutes away on a good day. So we're talking over an hour of my time. They did pay for gas money, but the time is what kills me. This errand has now turned into a monthly thing, and I feel trapped. Last time, she gave me a few extra bucks for my time. How can I get out of this without being a witch? To make things more complicated, they pet sit for me when I'm out of town, but I pay them $15 to $25 a visit, and I review my security cameras religiously, and they aren't there for more than 3 to 5 minutes a day, which pisses me off, but that's another problem. I think they are pet sitting as doing me a favor. I see it as me giving them a chance to make extra money. And I've told them repeatedly that I could find someone else to do it, and they say no if they don't want to do it. If I, Wait, I literally do feel like even them pet sitting for me is doing them a favor. They used to knock on my door regularly and ask to borrow money. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Anyway, how the hell do I get out of this without being a witch? Once in a while rides I don't mind, but regular errands, especially ones that take so much time, help me, Dad. Grow a damn spine. What's wrong with you? You know what you need to do? Move. That's what you need to do. You just rent an apartment, rent one somewhere else. Okay, don't tell them where you move and just move out. That's what you need to do. This You have created a situation for which you will never escape, because you don't know what kind of people these are. Let me tell you how this goes. Sometimes they used to you being their servant, so you decide to stop. Well, suddenly your house gets broken into. Your pet ends up hurt or worse. Stuff starts being missing. Since you done left them with your keys, you don't know how many copies they made. All in all, this is a bad situation. You made a whole bunch of stupid decisions, and you need to move. Okay, you need to move. You need to move to some place, either by your job and tell them that's why you're moving, or to the other side of town because you need to take care of some sick relative and be close to them. I don't know what lie you're gonna tell, but you better come with a good one, and you better move as quickly as possible. That's what you need to do. Because there's nothing much. I mean, even if I tell you some stuff to stay, like I said, the unknown is you got people that are so bold. They come to your house, you as a stranger, and ask you for money, and you so dumb, you give it to them. So this is a situation you can't get out of. You can't get out of this. You can't get. You stop giving them money and giving them rides and stuff, then your house gonna get broken into, and your stuff's gonna get taken. Your car is gonna get the tires removed. All kinds of stuff's gonna start happening to you because they're mad because you're not under their thumb anymore. Get out of the situation, and in the future, wherever you live, you don't do favors for nobody. Say no. I mean, if they're bleeding and about to die or something, that's what 911 is for. Okay, you don't need to drive nobody nowhere, and it's not an emergency that Uber or taxi or Lyft can't take them to. That's not your job. I mean, I'm like these. You just need to move. Just move. That's what you need to do. Find you a place. I mean, it don't sound like they working or too busy or something, but if you could manage to move out when they're not at home, that would be ideal. And you live in an apartment, how much stuff could you have? Get you some movers and with two or three big old dudes, move all your shit out and deuce out. Okay? If you have a forwarding address, you need them to send your deposit check to, rent a post office box, and you have your stuff sent there, so your home address or where you are now is not associated with it. Be careful about what you put online, so you don't want no identifying photos or anything. Turn off your location indicator, and you got to do some stuff. Go to all different grocery stores. Everything has to be different, so you stay away from these people. There's something wrong with them. I don't understand how you let yourself get in this trap, being too damn nice and all wimpy and shit. Start looking for a place to move. Don't tell nobody. Question number 8, female, 20 to 34, Cleveland, Ohio. I've been with my partner for 6 months. Although we spend a fair amount of time together, I have been single for 3 years, and I'm not one to jump from relationship to relationship. Okay, can we put some periods in here? But I was ready. I had an emotionally abusive relationship with my children's father, so it took plenty of time out after this ended. Okay, that was all one paragraph. When we first got together, he was incredibly complimentary and affectionate and far more open without being soppy. Okay, who cares? Probably the honeymoon phase, which I get. However, he is incredibly moody. He's not nasty or particularly rude, just exhausted, moody, very quiet. I never know if he's going to get the chatty side or moody side, and it makes me anxious. I don't know if I'm being over the top, but I feel like it's making me so needy, and then that just makes him more irritated that I'm asking if he still loves me, wants me, fancies me, etc. I feel like I'm driving myself mad with it. When I tell him that in a nice way, that sometimes I don't know what he's feeling, and it seems like a roller coaster, he rolls his eyes, and I don't think he wants to hear it or takes it as a personal attack. I genuinely believe he may be suffering with depression, but he has a total reluctance to go to the doctor. I suggested we try to go to the gym and exercise, as that might elevate his mood and energy. And he seems willing, but honestly, I'm set here now, and he is in another quiet, dismissive mood, and I'm thinking to myself, it's only a matter of time before he dumps me. I feel like I am constantly seeking affection and love, and nothing I do for him is particularly valued. He even winged, maybe she means whined, at me because I told him I loved him twice in about an hour the other day. I wasn't even thinking, I just said it because I wanted to. I feel like I irritate him and it's making me feel a bit crazy. Am I crazy? No, but you are just a fucking bugaboo. I'm irritated just hearing all this stuff that you're doing. You know what? The man is, you driving a man crazy. You driving a man crazy. What you need, all this neediness and stuff. I mean, I love you. And usually when people say that all the time, they expect you to say it back. And you know you got a man who's just a little crab in a barrel. He's not trying to be all mushy like that. You want a type of relationship that you're not going to get. Okay, you're just wasting your time. Your best bet is to leave this guy alone. Okay, he needs to be with somebody who's just as moody and distant as he is, and then they can be moody and distant and happy together. But you want connection, you want acknowledgement, you want time to spend with you, you want laughter and romance and touching and all that stuff, and he's not giving you any of that. And yet here you are, but I love you though, I love you, and just begging for more and more time and attention. It's not going to happen, chick. It's not going to happen. Not with this dude. The sooner you realize that and move on, the better for you. You're just wasting your time. God, how long? Did you say how long you guys have been doing this? Six. You only been together for 6 months and it's already this jacked up. And you stand, girl, get your stuff and leave this fool alone. It don't sound like it's ever been anything sensible. You just wasting your time. You just there for free booty. Okay, just understand what your role is here. That's all you are to him. So in that respect, yes, you are crazy. Question number 9, female 22 to 27. She's black from Santa Ana, California. The male he's writing about is in the 22 to 27 age group, and he is white. Oh, this ought to be interesting. These interracial relationships are always interesting. Okay, so she says, I'm a 26-year-old black woman who just started casually dating a white man, and I can't decide if I should break things off or if I'm self-sabotaging because of our different approaches to race and upbringing. Hoping you can help me figure this out. Okay, so we've been on a few dates so far, and I really like this guy. I've had some of the greatest dates I've ever had with him, and he's incredibly charming, handsome, funny, etc., and very clearly likes me. I'm historically quite anxiously attached, and I don't feel any anxiety with him at all. He's easy to talk to, and I just feel good when I'm around him. Okay. What's okay? I know since you wrote, though, there must be a problem. The only issue is that we are from very different cultural backgrounds. I mean, like, very different. I'm a woman of color, and I have 2 going on 3 degrees, and I'm an anti-racist educator. He's a white male who was raised in a very white community and didn't go to college. He trained to be a cop, etc. So sometimes when discussions of race and things like that come up, it comes across as very white man. He's been nothing but respectful towards me and others, and we share the same political beliefs. But the way he talks about race makes me cringe because I obviously have engaged in so many critical discussions about it and have such different lived experience. I want to make it clear that he's not racist at all, but the best way I could describe him was himbo. Himbo. Does anybody know what that means? Himbo. I don't know what that means. It's been very clear that he has forever had to think about race that he has never had to think about race critically or even dated a person of color. Not to say that there's anything wrong with him or any of his educational work choices. It's just very different and impacting some of the discussions we are having. Before I forget, because you wrote on the damn novel here, let me stop right here and say this. 99.9% of people who are not black have never have to think about race. They don't. They think about it because they're either is brought up by their parents, and that's the kind of people, like people who were raised by, ex-hippies. They talk about it in their household and they teach their kids that kind of stuff. Your average generic white person does not talk about race. You know why? Because it doesn't impact them. It's a non-issue to them. There's no reason for them to talk about the sufferings of people of color because they don't even fucking know any, let alone have their life impacted by any. It's nothing that they would need to think about or talk about. So the fact that you as an educator don't know that is surprising to me. Why would you even bring that up when you should already know that that's the way that the world is? Okay, so I'm kind of wondering what's going on with you too as we go through this letter. That's why I had to stop because that caught my attention. He's never had to think of it. I don't know one white person who's ever had to think of it. The expectation that you have that they should have had to think about it is what is stopping me in my tracks. What would you make you think that they would have to think about it? They think about it when they do some shit that black people of color don't like and then check them. That's when they start thinking about it. When somebody tells them that was some racist shit you just said or did, I don't like that shit. Don't you say shit like that to me. Don't you think shit like that. You out your mind. Then they think about race. When they see videos of Rodney King or George Floyd and stuff like that, well, then they think about race. But in their average little white lives, they don't never have to think about people of color and race because it doesn't affect them. You know this. So what are you talking about? I'm really something not sitting right here. Okay, but anyway, let's move on. He also, unrelated to race, mispronounces so many common words on our first date that I was just a little off put. There are enough lovely things about him that I very much want to see him more, but I just feel like I'm being a jerk if I'm dating him and thinking all these thoughts. As long as he's respectful and the relationship naturally progressed, are we too different to be together long term, or am I self-sabotaging? Would it be wrong to just continue having a fling without any long-term expectations if that's what I'm feeling? I'm so used to dating liberal arts white men or other people of color that this just feels like new territory, and I don't want to throw it away if I'm really overthinking. Any guys would be super helpful. I mean, you should be dating other people too. This is not your boyfriend. Okay, let's just get that clear. This is somebody that you're dating. So you focus on all this energy on this one motherfucker like he is like the end all and be all of your existence. This is just a dude that you met. Okay, date other people so you dilute the focus that you have on this man. He is somebody that you should be having, it's certainly good to have in your circle, but should this become a boyfriend or husband? Absolutely not. He's too, no. Mm-mm. He's too unaware. And tell some if someone's going to deal with someone of color, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you're going to get white people, Asian people, whatever they are, and they're going to deal with somebody who's black, Latino, somebody who's been, in a situation where they had a lot of race-based suffering and discrimination, and they don't make it a point to learn about it and to have open discussions with you about your experiences, talk to your parents and grandparents about their experiences and stuff like that. They're not trying to learn. They're not trying to broaden their horizons and open their minds and understand what microaggressions are and when they see them. If you don't have some white person like that that's woke enough to want to take that step with you, then you don't have no use for him, and he's going to be an albatross around your neck. He's going to drag you down. He's going to have friends that are ignorant like him, and you're going to be in a situation where you're going to cuss a whole bunch of people out. That's what's going to happen to you. That's what I see in your future when I do my Miss Cleo thing. Oh, it's the King of Dust. Thank you for his fairy dust done come through. This is very important for you, especially since you're a race educator. What I'm telling you, I'm not a race educator, but I've just been around because I'm old and I know some shit. This is a very basic kind of stuff about race that you should be open to having discussions with someone that you're supposed to be dating. Okay, you make him talk to you about it. You don't avoid it and write to me. It could be very well good fodder for you to use in your education of future students. But one thing you definitely doing wrong here is you're only dating him and you letting him get away with this. And he's in working as a cop, so he's gonna be interacting with a whole bunch of people of color and he got a fucked up attitude. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. You're a race educator by profession. It's time to put some of that to work in this situation right here. If that's not what you want to do, it feels like it's too much work, it's too exhausting, whatever, then just leave dude alone. And he might be nice and stuff, and he might be great, he might be a wonderful man, but that doesn't mean that he's the right man for you. And that's the part that a lot of women just, you try to massage it around because he's, quote, a good man, and you try to make his square peg fit into your round hole, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So that's my assessment of this situation, okay? Question number 10, woo, female in the 20 to 34 age group. She's white from Lincoln, Nebraska. Deb, I know your mom has passed, but how did you handle your mother's unsolicited advice? My mother and I are very close. I always appreciate her wisdom and advice, but sometimes I feel like she treats me like I don't know anything. I'm 32 and have been on my own since I was 19. Is this just something moms will always do? It's annoying. Yes, we will do that. I'm sure I do that to my daughter too. But what you have to do is, you know what? Why parents do that? I mean, some parents are very controlling and stuff. But I'm not going to talk about those that are weird. I'm talking about normal parents who make things, suggestions, and say things that their kids might not appreciate all the time. In general, they're only doing that because they're worried about you. They don't want to see you get hurt. They don't want someone to take advantage of you. They don't want you to be put in a situation that's risky for you emotionally, financially, mentally, physically. That's why they say those things. They want to make sure that you've crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's and, that you're going to be okay. That's what they want, that assurance. That's why they're doing those things. Like I said, there's always those that are, control freaks and stuff. I'm not talking about that fringe element. I'm talking about your normal, everyday parent. So, knowing that, I just listened. Now, since I don't have either one of my parents or my grandparents anymore, I'm glad I listened. You know why? Because I can share what they told me with y'all. If I hadn't listened and thought I knew every goddamn thing, a lot of the lessons that they tried to teach me that got me out of shit later in life, I would have had problems. If you don't have nobody around you that loves you enough to tell you about yourself or tell you stuff, and they risk getting on your nerves, then you will make a lot of mistakes in life. That's the problem with young people. They like to think we all think we know every goddamn thing. We be 16 and think, well, there can't possibly be more wisdom in the world because I'm 16 and I know everything. That's the attitude that all young people have. We know it all. And I'm here to tell you that is not true. So if you got somebody in your corner that loves you and giving you unsolicited advice, does it hurt you to listen? You're going to do what the hell you want to do anyway, right? You're not going to do what they want to do. But you can always just listen to what they have to say and say, that's a good idea. Thank you for caring about me. Stuff like that. Acknowledge what they're trying to say to you. I'm trying to figure out how to get y'all to think about, the value that parents and these kind of people that love you, them talking to you, means. It might not mean much to you right now. It's just irritating to you. But I guarantee you 20 or 30 years from now, you're going to reflect back on that and wish they were still here to get on your nerves. Okay? Let me just put it that way. I would do anything to have my mother here get on my nerves. You don't miss them till they're not here. Then you wish they were. So just deal with it. You're only 32. You got many, many more years to live. Just deal with it, okay? I know it's annoying, but like I said, when you get older, you wish you was around to, get on your nerves, and so a lot of stuff you'll find yourself repeating the things that they said to you, to your kids, so you can spread the get on your nerves joy with them. Yeah. Yeah, it's only been a couple of years. I'm still not over it yet, so I guess it's coming at some point, but that's really what I feel. Mothers just love you different. So just pay attention to what she's got to say. I'm sure you'll find some value in it somewhere. Ha. Yeah. Okay, question number 11. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's black and she's from Indianapolis. Hey, Auntie. My boyfriend and I have been dating for around a year now. His lack of motivation is starting to really concern me. He does not leave the house much and hasn't had a job in a few years. What? Oh, he sounds depressed for real. I'm really unsure of how to help him with this. I know he's depressed and I'm trying to help him by trying to encourage him to try doing things and activities. Maybe if it just makes him happy for a bit. But nothing seems to really help. I don't know what to do at this point. We have such a great connection. When we're together, he seems happy and I want to help him, but I also don't want him to become dependent on me. We dated about 3 years ago and broke up because of long distance, but now we are back together and things are good. But at the time, he had become dependent, so I'm unsure of what to do. Dump this loser. What the fuck? You in the 22 to 27 age group, and you are already being a nurse with a purse to some depressed loser. He's not doing shit to help himself. What the hell you think you're going to do? If he didn't want to be depressed, then he wouldn't be. He'd be going to a doctor. He'd be seeing a shrink. He'd be taking some antidepressant medication. He'd be getting out of the house. He'd be going for walks. He'd be doing something to make some endorphins go through his system. Especially with you there encouraging him. It's not like he has to come and motivate himself all by himself. You're there with as a support system, and he's still not doing anything. So for me, this is just a waste of time. And I would, if you were my daughter, I would go over there and snatch your ass up out of there and tell you you're never gonna see that clown again, because you're wasting your youth and you're wasting your beauty on a loser. What's wrong with you? Get out of this situation and block this fool. And you already dated him in the past, and you went back for more of the bullshit. You tripping? Okay, there's something wrong with you. You like dealing with losers. Okay, and I know you're gonna be insulted and say that's not true and that was really mean, but what you're showing me is that it's true. And what it may be is that you just haven't acknowledged that you like dealing with losers because you get to feel superior to them or something. I don't know what it is. Are you that kind of woman that just wants to help every goddamn body? Like, he's Humpty Dumpty and you got your ready-made super glue or something. I mean, I don't have time for no depressed dudes. As soon as they say I'm depressed, I'll be like, well, yeah, well, bye. I don't want to be bothered. I'm not saying I haven't had my moments of depression, but you know what I do? I do something about it. I don't sit around laying and staying in the house and looking stupid, looking at the wall. I get up and I make some shit happen to reverse things. So as long as someone wants to sit around and continue to be depressed, that means that's what they want to do. So that's what you want to do. That's what you choose to do with your life and with yourself. Nobody says you don't have to, but don't think I'm going to do it with you. You're going to do that shit by yourself. Got superhero syndrome? You better take that damn cape off. That's stupid. I cannot. And she's too young for this. You know what I mean? She's not in the 22 to 27 age group. That's in the prime of her life. And she's spending it with some dumpy, woe is me fool. Question number 12. This is a female. She's black, 28 to 34 age group, a Taurus out of Atlanta. Uh-oh. And she's writing about a female, 35 to 41, also a Taurus and also black. Okay. My platonic female friend has a male friend that is rude to me, and sometimes I believe she allows him to act that way. He is really immature, and he randomly said I was a strange individual. And he also keeps balling up his face towards me whenever I speak. Man, he's so annoying. A part of me thinks he might find me attractive because he made a joke one time and everyone laughed. But when he noticed me smiling, he got extremely embarrassed, jumped back, and snapped at me. Apparently, he thinks he's intimidating. I've also noticed that when I say something back to him after his rude comments, she has an upset look on her face. But when he says things to me, she laughs. Oh, interesting. She was on FaceTime with him once while getting dressed. I couldn't see her. She had the camera angled in a different direction. I didn't know who she was on the phone with, so I playfully asked her, "Are you being nasty?" I walked out and overheard him say something on the phone, and she responded to him by saying, "Right." What the hell was she agreeing with him on? How the hell am I supposed to know? You was the one on the phone. What you asking me for? Should I tell her how I feel? Do I ask her to remain neutral, speak to him about it, or handle him on my own way? I secretly think she'd take his side over mine because she did. Okay, I'm going to stop reading this because, first of all, you said that y'all was in the 28 to 34 age group, and the other one is in the 35 to 41 age group. So unless you lied, you all are some of the most immature bitches I've ever seen in my goddamn life. This is stupid. This is stupid that you would waste my time writing with this he said, she said, what does she mean, and all this kind of stuff like you still 14. Grow up, okay? If the man says some shit to you that you don't like, check his ass. If she says some shit to you that you don't like, check her ass. If they both are stupid and want to be stupid together, then leave them alone. Okay, there's the answer to your question. I can't keep reading that. It's just too juvenile for me. Ugh, people have some real problems, okay? Question number 13, female in the 28 to 34 age group. She's white from Sheffield, England. I'm currently 10 weeks pregnant. My partner has been making some really insensitive comments which have annoyed me. We were watching an interview with a woman who was pregnant, and when she came on the show, my boyfriend says, "Oh, she's gone chubby." I'm laughing because your boyfriend's stupid. I called him out on it, and said, "That's insensitive. Of course her body is going to change. She's pregnant." I then proceeded to say, "Is that what you're going to say to me when I gain more weight?" And he got annoyed at me for making such a comment. He also said that I was overthinking, but why make such a stupid comment like, no shit, Sherlock, of course she has gained some weight. He was worried about me giving birth naturally in case I'm not tight anymore, so he prefers if I do a C-section. I'm shocked that this is even on his mind. Do you have any thoughts? Head to the nearest abortion clinic and get rid of that baby and get rid of him. That's what you need to do. If you have this baby by him, your life is going to be ruined. You got pregnant by a fool, by an ignorant, childish, immature fool. That's what you did. That's a horrible mistake you made. You still within the 12-week limit, so you go over there and get rid of it. Get rid of it. Just do whatever you need to do to get rid of it. You in England, you can do that. Over here, they got to trying to get all these different rules and regulations and shit. But you in the UK, get rid of that shit and get rid of that motherfucker. That's what you do. Just reading this irritated the hell out of me. I don't know what you think. You don't even understand what kind of emotional abuse you've set yourself up for getting pregnant by this idiot. And all the signs are there already when you have time to do something about it and save yourself. I suggest that you do that. Yes. And he got it. I'm telling you, this would be the man. He wouldn't have to say shit else to me. I would be calling the clinic. I'm gonna be there in the morning. Let's do this. And that would be it. It would be over. And that relationship would be over. I would want no signs or symptoms of him in my life. And his DNA is not gonna spread, not through me. Not gonna happen. I don't understand when women get pregnant by fools, and you have every sign in your world that there's an idiot, and you want to replicate with him. Are you out your mind? You couldn't find nobody with better sense to have a baby by, but you just had to have this fool. Oof, my God. You would have done better to go to a sperm bank. At least you would have got to pick and choose somebody with some damn sense. This one is a fool. Wow. And don't have a daughter. See, this was like if you had a daughter, and the daughter was a little chubby, he would start to rib on her and destroy her self-esteem because he's just stupid. That's the man that you chose to get pregnant by an idiot. Question number 14, female, 28 to 34. She's black from Louisville, Kentucky. The male in question, same age group, also black. You are not going to believe this, but I'm going to end my engagement because of housework. I believe it. I'm 28 and I work 100 and plus hours a week for months at a time with very few days off. I love my job, but I'm getting paid well for it. Annually, I make about 10 times what my fiance does. So she's 23 and he's 31 and she makes 10 times what he does. Wow. My fiance works a normal 40-hour week and earns an average salary. I'm in the creative industry and my job means I work intense periods for a few months and then have a couple of months off. We've been together for 10 years and our relationship and finances have changed a lot over that time. When we first moved in together 6 years ago, I was a full-time student, working part-time while he worked full-time. At this time, I did 100% of the domestic duties aside from taking out the trash, and occasionally he would clear up after dinner. At this time, all expenses were split 50-50. My success in my career began in the last 2 years. I've taken on pretty much all financial expenses apart from rent and groceries, which are split 50-50. I pay for bills, all the furniture, luxuries, vacations, dinners, out, dates, and trips. Soon I will be buying a house, which will be entirely my own, and I will be responsible for the mortgage. So he won't have to pay rent either, and only responsible for groceries, which will still be roughly 50-50. You stupid. For the moment, we have agreed in my downtime, chores will be split 50-50, but during my busy periods with work, he should do 100% of the cleaning. The issue is he doesn't actually do it. Whenever I try to bring it up, he says he will do it, but he'll just do it for a week or two, and then the house will slowly become a shit tip, and I will have to clean it, which he does actually clean. He expects me to micromanage. Oh, so he'll do it, but he wants you to stand there and instruct him like a kid. Oh, God. Okay, you just went into all this detail. As we're now older and thinking about having a child in the immediate future, we've discussed how we want our future to look, and we both agreed that he will give up work while my salary supports us all. He doesn't like his job. An idea is post staying home, he would go back to school or look for work in a new field that he does like while I support the family. During this time, we would both be home, but I'd be working on and off throughout the year. He would be expected to take on most of the childcare responsibilities during my busier periods with work. With the recent issues with cleaning, I'm starting to worry about starting a family with this man. I'm really worried that I will end up in a position where we're both at home or we're both in the home, I'll be working but expected to take on more of the child care responsibilities despite working and him being a full-time dad. Oh, hold on a second. Why can't this must be another ring with that sticky paper. I thought I got rid of all that shit. Or he will expect me to micromanage everything and tell him exactly what to do all the time. I'm feeling confused about the kind of life I want. If I actually want to have children with him and whether our future will look anything like I had initially imagined. I really do want children and I don't want to have them any later than 32, so I'm wondering if I should cut my losses immediately. What you're looking at is, see, as you have grown and matured over the last 6 years, he has not. You finished school, you got this active career, and I want you to understand something. How, unless you pay for a nanny, you actually would have two because you would be gone working 100 plus hours a week. How in the world do you think you're going to raise a child working like that? You'll never be there. So you're going to have to choose between your massive, crazy career and having a child. Because you can't have a child that you leave for months while you be busy at work and then come breezing in like, oh, hi, I'm your mom. It doesn't work like that. You're going to have a very weird relationship with your child. So you really need to just slow down and think about the kind of life you want. You're right. You do need to think about that. You also need to consider the fact that you would have, whatever you say, you had two babies, then you would have three kids because your husband is a kid. I'm not seeing where this man is bringing any benefit to your life. Think about that. Be very pragmatic. Where is he benefiting you? I see where you're benefiting him, especially if you buy a house and he gets to live there without paying any bills like a kid. You're like mommy, taking care of him. I suggest that you sit down with this dude and tell him that this relationship has run its course and that y'all going to break up. And then you let him go somewhere and move in and pay all his bills and clean his house all by himself, or he can find some other dumb bitch to do it. Either way, it's not going to be your problem. And then you go buy your house and live your dream and do what you do. And then when you figure out some kind of way to calm their work schedule down, then you can think about being somebody's mother. But right now, you don't have the time or the space in your life for that. And you thinking you just gonna drop the baby and go right back to that work. It doesn't work like that. You're not allowing for any kind of complications from the birth. Any child that might have problems that you needed to be there to take care of. You're not factoring in the reality that hits a lot of people by surprise. So I'm thinking you just need to slow down, keep doing what you're doing, but get rid of him and stay on your path. Buy your house, do what you need to do, but don't bring no kids into it. Not yet. You're not ready yet. Question number 15. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. She's white and from Edmonton, Canada. Me and my partner are having fertility issues, and we both agreed not to tell our family about it to avoid stress and questions and people not to feel sorry for us. But I found out that he told his mom about we were starting an IVF journey, and now I'm so upset that he said he wouldn't say anything, and he did. Obviously, his mom hasn't said a word to me about it, so they probably keep it a secret between them two. But I feel uneasy about starting IVF knowing that his mom is probably going to be asking him secretly how things are going, etc. I wanted this to be a secret until we are successful. What do you ladies think? Is he right to say it, or am I being unreasonable? I only found out about it because we were having just a random conversation about life with my partner's brother and his wife when they came to visit us, and they mentioned it to us by accident without knowing that I didn't know about the fact that they know, and said that his mom told them about it. Okay, so she's just telling everybody. I was a bit shocked and didn't know what to say, so I changed the conversation straight away. Okay, so your husband can't hold water. Your husband betrayed you. Your husband violated your trust, making you a promise, and then he didn't keep it. He told his big mouth mama, who told his big mouth brother and his big mouth wife. So every time somebody tells somebody, 10 other people know. So she probably told the people at work and her friends, and your brother-in-law told his friends, and your mom told her bridge friends, and the people that she goes on walks with, and the ladies in the neighborhood that she gonna be a grandmother soon because you started IVF too. So everybody knows. Everybody knows. Sorry, chick. What you thought was gonna be a secret. Now, this is the issue. What are you gonna do about your husband and his big mouth? That's the true problem here. He made a promise to you and he didn't keep it. So that's what the person that you need to jam up and find out what was his logic and reason and why he betrayed your trust like that. That's the approach that I would take. It's like, you promised me and you didn't keep the promise. How can I have a husband who I can't trust? You promised me and then you lied to me. And then you told her and then you didn't even tell me that you did. I had to find out through all these other people. So all these other people know something that you promised that you wouldn't tell anybody. I would just rub it in and just make him feel real bad and say, so, as we move forward here and I don't trust you with shit, don't be surprised when you ask, well, why didn't you tell me? And I said, because you can't keep your damn mouth closed. That's why. You did this to yourself. That's what I would tell her. I don't know. See, I just like, I can't be married to no gossipy ass big mouth man. I just can't do it. I just have no respect for men who cannot hold confidence. Just talking, gossiping like women. Just telling his mother every goddamn thing. No. You better than me because I'll be at the divorce court. Before I got pregnant and feel like I was blessed that I got out, before I got pregnant and had to have child support and custody battles with his dumb ass. I mean, if you can't trust your husband to keep your confidences, what can you trust him with? He gonna tell everybody everything. What happens between the two of you is supposed to stay between the two of you until you mutually agree to do something else. This does not bode well for a marriage. You're not a team. He a team with his mama, and you a team by yourself. That's what's happening here. I hope you understand what time it is. This wouldn't work for me. I would be at the divorce court for real. And people are like, well, you can't just divorce somebody because that's not the issue. The issue is what he did means for a marriage, where you have to rely on each other and trust each other implicitly and have each other's back, where like in a way nobody else does. If you have one partner who has that belief and the other one does something completely different and tells everybody everything and their loyalties are elsewhere, the marriage is never gonna work. It's not gonna work. So it's not about him telling his mother, about the IVF. It's the concept that he violated his wife's trust in him. He made a promise to her that he did not keep. And people make promises that they don't keep. The next thing they made wedding vows and they don't keep them either. And you find them online with profiles. It's the same kind of thing. Trust violation, whether it's little, like telling somebody something, or big, like trying to screw other people. It's the same principle. It's the same mentality in the man. I'm going to do what I want to do, and it doesn't matter what I promised you. I'm going to do what I please. It's the same concept. And that's why I would divorce him, because I understand that at my mature age now. It's not about that one thing. It's about his mentality towards you and the marriage. I'd be so deuced out. And I don't like men like with big rubber lips like that. That just don't work. No respect. Okay, poor thing. So that's my answer to you. I know it's probably not what you want to hear, but you need to think about what I'm saying and consider if there's other ways that he betrayed your trust that you just kind of glossed over or just brushed aside because you want to maintain the relationship. I'm telling you, this didn't just come in a vacuum. This is a pattern. I know it. He's not going to just do that for the first time with something that's important. He's been doing this shit all along. It's a pattern for him. So you think about it. I'm sure you figure out what to do. Question number 16. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group. She's black from Detroit, Michigan. I need to ask you if what I did was actually abusive like my boyfriend claims. Let me give you some background. My boyfriend has emotional regulation problems from a mental illness which affects our fights. Okay, you dealing with a Betsy Bug crazy fool, and you write to me asking what you can do to deal with this crazy fool. See, what's wrong with these young girls? Don't y'all want somebody who's normal? Why do you be wasting years of your life with men who are all fucked up? Emotional basket case and mental illness, depression, locked himself in closets and shit. What is wrong with you? Okay, the worst one to me is when he says, I'm done with this, because he will walk away and not talk to me for days, which triggers every attachment wound I have. I've asked us to take multiple breaks, even just in the conversation, but ended from a I love you, but I can't talk about this anymore. Can we leave it until tomorrow perspective? We had gotten into a fight last week about something so ridiculously stupid, which ended up in silent treatment for 3 days because we finally talked it out. I was spending those days in anxious mess, trying my hardest not to reach out to him, but not even knowing when or if he'll ever talk to me again. Then last night, I don't even understand what happened, but shit just hit the fan. Then he said, "I'm done," in the usual tone, and I got up. I was scared of being ignored for a couple of days again so soon. So I grabbed his hand and I said, "Can we please not end the fight like this? Oh my God, are we in a drama or what?" He told me to leave him, so I let go and he went out for a smoke. After he came inside, I go up to him again. "I love you. I don't want tonight to end." Okay, this is too long. And he told me to get out. I just sat in silence in a different room and he told me he wanted me to leave. But I couldn't leave right away because we were at his place 45 minutes away. He drove me over and it was after public transportation hours. We don't have anything like Uber, and I would have to walk a couple of blocks out to maybe find a taxi. He kept saying, "I want you to leave. I need you to get out of my space." And I was just sitting in silence trying to figure out where I can go. But I did tell him I'm trying to find a ride and then I'll leave. I finally was able to leave and I got a barrage of texts saying I put my hands on him, I physically touched him, but that's physical abuse. I physically stopped him from leaving. I'm abusive towards him. Me staying in his space after that was pushing him and it's manipulative. Like, yeah, I know physically stopping someone from walking away is abusive, but is that really what I did when I grabbed his hand? Was that actually abusive? It was just an automatic response when he was getting up. I didn't grab it hard to continue to hold on to him. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So now I'm just really questioning myself. Was I actually abusive? Was grabbing his hand and then staying in his apartment for an hour after he asked me to leave abusive? Please tell me straight up, no, it wasn't abusive, but you're abusing yourself by staying in this relationship. This sick, twisted, sordid waste of time situation that you want to call a relationship. Leave this fool alone. He don't want you. Don't you think a man who would talk to you like that, who was really adoring and loved and cared about you, he doesn't want you. You're just a convenience. Let me just be blunt. You just booty. Okay, you somebody for him to fuck, and then after he does that, he wants you out of his face. That's where you are with this. You don't see it, but that's what this is. He has no regard, no concern, no caring about you, don't give a fuck. And yet you hang on and you try to beg him to love you. It's not going to happen, chick. You're just going to set yourself up for more and more and more pain. So at some point you'll wake up and you'll realize that this you're just hurting yourself. He's just disgusted with you at this point. Don't go to his house anymore. Don't call him. Don't just leave him alone. Okay. Move on. You say you asked for multiple breaks. This is the time to do that and make it permanent. Okay. And get yourself some counseling because there's something wrong with you that you think that you should hang on to a situation like this where you're just being used for sex. He has no interest in you whatsoever. And you just hanging on like a little crab. Just won't let go. This is sad. He's not crazy. What it is he's doing this is what he's doing is doing everything he can to disrespect her, to get her to wake up and see that he doesn't want her. I wrote about this on the wall or something. I don't know. I was having an exchange with somebody who asked me about this just the other day. It's on the comment section somewhere, and she was asking about why guys don't just leave then. And I was telling her because there's something that they're getting from the situation. That doesn't mean that he's not going to turn down what you giving him, some ass. He's going to keep getting that. But does that mean that he wants you? Does he want to spend time with you? Does he want to kiss and hug on you? Does he want you in his space? Does he want to hang on in yours? Does he want to go on dates with you? The answer to all of those questions is no. He just wants some ass. And then he wants you to get the fuck out of his face. So basically, you're just being a free hoe. That's what you are. And you want to call it a relationship, and he's trying to get you to understand it ain't that kind of party. I don't give a shit about you at all. I don't care. He gonna throw you out in the street in the middle of the night where there's no buses, no trains, no cars, no Ubers, no nothing. Okay, what other sign do you need that he doesn't give a shit about you? Okay, stop chasing this man. Leave him alone. Block him. Don't go forget you knew him, and he'll be just so happy that you finally woke up and started treating yourself better because that's what he's trying to get you to do. To understand that there's nothing here. So he's just dogging you more and more and more to the point where you are disgusting him. That's what's happening now. That you would sit there, he looks at you and like, what the fuck is wrong with you, broad? That you let somebody talk to you like this and treat you like this. That's what he's thinking. But he can't stop because you still don't get it. He's trying to see what your tolerance level is, and you just keep accepting more and more and more. And this is just not her. This is a lot of women. This is what y'all be doing. You just refuse to accept that the man doesn't want you, and there's nothing you can do to get him because he doesn't care about you. He don't give a shit about you, and you just keep giving and giving and hanging on and tell him how much you love him and doing stuff for him and all stuff while he just dogs you more and more, harder and harder, trying to get you to let go and move on. Whew. I just don't understand it. But let us proceed. I wish I would. And somebody, some first time some dude be telling me some shit I don't feel like hearing, I'm a deuce out. I mean, not just men. I've left jobs. I've left all kind of situations. You don't talk to me crazy. Don't look at me crazy. Don't breathe on me crazy. Don't even think about me crazy. Nothing. And I'm because I'll be gone. And then you can just figure it out. I'm not going to treat myself like that. I'm not going to let you treat me like that either. But so many young women don't have that attitude. They just, I don't know what they be doing, to tell you the truth. Why? Thanks, Shay. I see them little goatee animals on. I don't. Yeah, it's very sad. I mean, it's heartbreaking, really, because you don't know what kind of trauma those girls suffered that makes them think that that's the only kind of relationship that they can have, and that that's something that they should pursue. It's just really weird. Okay, let's move on. Question number 17. We got 24 questions today. Male, 35 to 41. He's white from Huntsville, Alabama. Oh, this ought to be interesting. Why are you writing me? So, yeah, I thought my son was dating a girl, and I decided to have the birds and the bees conversation, basically telling him to use protection and so on. He instead confided in me, and the kid has no confidence whatsoever. He seems depressed and honest and lonely, and he asked about chemical castration since that could make him not think about girls. Oh my God. Wait, how old is your son? You don't say. Teens, I would imagine. Since that could make him not think about girls, I told him that's not something he should even consider or think or anything given his age. But he said he just feels like a loser and that no girl would even look twice at him, and he just wanted to not have to deal with it. I honestly feel horrible for bringing it up now. He is a good-looking kid, but he has no confidence and just seems depressed all the time. I did not know how badly he struggled with his self-image, and it makes me feel awful. I told my wife, and we agreed that he should talk to somebody. He has been holding this in for quite some time. I honestly feel like a horrible father for not noticing, and after he told me, he just got very quiet. He is 16 for the record. Okay, I figured he was. Wow, this is kind of heavy for my little Mickey Mouse talk crazy to you column, but it's a good idea for you guys to get him some counseling. I'm gonna say this. You know, you didn't notice because you obviously haven't spent enough time with your child, sir. It's time to rectify that. Wherever you go, you need to take your son. You need to take your son on places where it's just the two of you, so you can talk to him, so he can get close to you, so he can feel your love for him. The boy sounds. I mean, this is just heartbreaking that he's 16 and he feels like this about himself. You and your wife, man, something happened there, but I think at this point he needs you more than he needs mommy. He's a young man and he's confused about how to be one. This is the time when y'all need to go on some. Is the weather still good? Go on some camping trips. I don't know what they got mosquitoes in Alabama. They probably like the ones in Texas. The mosquitoes like goddamn birds. It's so big. But whatever you need to do, rent a cabin up in the woods or by the lake or something. Go fishing. Do something. Stuff with your son. So it's just the two of you and start working on building up his confidence. Telling him what he's good at. What you two admire about him. What other people admire about him. Put him in situations where whatever talents and abilities he has, he can shine so he can feel good about himself. These are the things that you have to do as a parent. You know what your kid is good at. Do you know? Since you haven't spent no time with him, obviously it's enough to know that your kid is feeling bad about himself. I'm proud of him for having the courage to tell you. But now, Daddy, you got to roll up your sleeves and do something about it. Okay? You're not just gonna hear it and run to your wife and think you're gonna get a therapist. No, 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 no. That's to augment what you do. That this is gonna be a team effort. You have to step up. So whatever you usually do on the weekends, where you in the evenings and stuff, you're gonna put all that shit down and you're gonna concentrate on your 16-year-old son. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're going to. If he wants you to sit there and play video games with her, then motherfucker, that's what you're going to do. You feel me? All your time and attention right now, you got 2 more years to fix this. Get busy. Get busy. You want it fixed before he heads off to college. Because it'll be too late then. You get your son back in a body bag or some shit, you'll wish you had done something different. So you better do it now. Okay? That was his rattlesnake shake before something bad happened. So you get busy. Make plans to do something this weekend. Whatever he likes, you're going to do it with him. And you're going to do that every weekend to the end of the year, if not longer. Your wife is going to have to just take a back fucking seat. Let her know what's up. So she won't be thinking that, it's something with some maliciousness or something. Just tell her that you feel this is what you need to do, and for her to be patient and understanding while you focus your energies on helping your son, because you don't want nothing else to happen to him. He's, this has to be fixed. And to let her know this is what you need. You're going to make some trips for your son. She can help you pack some food or whatever, help you guys organize for the trip. It can be a team effort, but she ain't going to go. It's just going to be you and your son. Get busy. I mean, like today. Question number 18. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's black. She's from Tyler, Texas. I have a weird problem, and I need to know what I should do about it. My boyfriend is telling me not to tell anybody that we're dating, and I'm not sure if I should be concerned or not. No, but you should be not calling him your boyfriend. That's what the deal is right here, Missy. You kind of old to be not knowing this game. For some context, we have been dating for about 4 months now, and he recently decided to tell me that he doesn't want anyone to know that we're dating. He also started ignoring me for days on end. He also said that I'm not allowed to tell anyone that we're dating, but he's allowed to tell people that we're dating. I don't know why he's acting like this. Should I confront him or just ignore it? I'm kind of lost. I'm trying to confront him currently, but I don't know how to approach the subject. Any tip? You too young in the mind to date. You need to quit while you're ahead. Stop. Don't date anybody. You don't have enough game. Okay? You need to spend some time on this channel, up in your mental state in dealing with men. You is just like a babe in the woods if this dude can run this game on you. Oh, you know why he don't want nobody to know that you're dating? Because he got a woman. You the side chick. Okay? So when he don't have nothing to do with her, then he can come over and look at you. But when he ignores you for days on end, it's because he's busy with his main chick. Could be a wife. We don't know who it is. But whoever it is, we can call her the main chick. And you're the side piece. So you get what's left over. You get what's left over in time and energy. Now, that's what you do. Get rid of him. You say, I don't want to do it. This isn't working for me. And then you just block him. He won't mind because I'm sure he has somebody else in the wings. Plus, he got his main chick. His baby mama, his wife, whoever she is. So losing you out the scenario would just be a mere inconvenience. It won't be meaningful to him at all. Okay? Understand what time it is. Oh, this is sad that you're this old. This is something that usually teenagers don't know. Okay, get it together, chick. Listen to some videos. It's over 1,200 videos on this channel. And all of them are in some way, shape, or form about relationships and games. So you need to start listening to some so you can get a little smarter before you go back out there. You cannot be this brand new and trying to date. Not in this day and age. You're going to be roadkill. Question number 19. This is a male in a 22 to 27 age group. He's black and he's from Chicago. I love my girlfriend, but I'm not crazy about her 4-year-old son. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 2 years now, and I love her very much. So you've been with her since he was 2. The only thing I can complain about is her son. He's kind of a tyrant and will throw tantrums regularly if he doesn't get his way. He can be very disrespectful at times, and during peak meltdowns will sometimes hit. We can't be intimate around him because he gets very upset. Like straight, oh boy, up has a meltdown if I give her a kiss. I leave the discipline to her, but put my foot down when he gets out of line and tell him that we don't say things like that or we don't hit people. My lease ended in June, so I moved into her grandparents with her while we fix up this house that we are supposed to be moving into. Before I moved in, I felt indifferent towards him, but now that I'm around him all the time, I'm starting to really dislike this kid. I generally don't like kids to begin with. Okay, then what you doing dating a single mother? What are you doing? You see how stupid you sound right about now? You don't like kids at all, but then here you are dating a single mother with a badass brat, and you really don't like this kid. Why are you moving in with her? See, you saying one thing, but your actions are showing something else. You need to get on one page with yourself, dude. You all over the place here. So then he finishes up with, does being a step parent suck? Is it normal to love your significant other and not like their kid? What if down the line I realize that maybe this situation just isn't for me? Just looking for some input. It's not for you right now. I don't know. Shit, Ray Charles can see this shit. This is just stupid for you to be in this situation. You don't like kids and you really hate hers. So what are you doing? That's 2 out of 3. The only thing that's positive here is that you like her. But 2 outweighs 3, the majority rules. So this is a relationship that's not right for you. Get out of it. You moved into her place while you fix up this house you're supposed to be moving into. Why? See, the more that you do that indicates permanence, the more she's going to start depending on you, the more she's going to expect you to be there, and so is the kid. You already been around 2 years in a situation you don't even like. What are you doing? You need to ask yourself that. Either be all in or be all out. Because this half-footing, step in, well, I like her, but I don't like him, all this old shit here, that's not going to work. You can't treat kids like that, and you can't treat the kid's mother like that. Get your shit straight, sir. Just trying to mess over people. Question number 20 of 24. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's black. She's out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you, Candace, for choosing my letter. My ex wants to be able to still sleep with me after we break up. He wants to see other people and then come back to me for eggplant. Is this because he's not ready to sleep with new people yet? Or is it because he really isn't ready to let me go? Okay, you young dummy. You're going to stop romanticizing bullshit. That's what this is, some bullshit. How are you going to let some man tell you some shit like that and you don't have enough sense to cuss him out on the spot and shut that down? You're going to write to me about it because you're really trying to consider it and you want to romanticize it, talking about, oh, hey, he just can't let me go. He can let you go. He don't give a shit about you. You are merely something for him to do. Free booty. You don't get it. You putting all this on it like it's some big romantic thing. He just want to see if you stupid enough to still fuck him. Without a commitment, without a title, and without charging his ass. That's what this is. You going to be the free hoe. Understand what time it is. Stop looking at this with, it's like it's some big deal and something special and wonderful. It's just you setting yourself up to be used if you go for this. You tell him, fuck you. I'm not trying to be that to you. I don't give a fuck what you do. You go on over there with Sally, Susie, and Mayling, or whoever the fuck you're going to be with, and stay over there. Don't come looking for me for shit. I wouldn't give your ass a glass of water if it was 200 degrees outside. You're not getting shit from me. Okay? I just want you to understand. Get out, stay out. Goodbye, good luck, and good riddance. That's what you say to him. I wish a motherfucker would come telling me some shit like that. He wants to still be able to sleep with you. You tell him the answer to that is no, frog face. Get out and get away from me. These dudes, I mean. I mean, but how dummy can, you know this is dummy. And again, the 22 to 27 age group, I mean, what are parents teaching their daughters that they think that this is something that they could even consider? I mean, my lips would have been like burst into flames. I would have used so many cuss words so fast and furious that, it would be like skid marks on my lips because I would have been still cussing that motherfucker out, coming at me with some bullshit like that. I mean, yeah, that's probably why Candace picked your letter, because she knew this is Poach out needs some help. I'm just saying. Hefty bag shit. Yeah, well, yeah. He don't even qualify for a hefty bag. Just throw his shit out the window. Let his shit land in the mud. My God. Question number 21. Female, 35 to 41, from St. Petersburg, Florida. The male is in the 28 to 34 age group. Okay, so he's younger. Interesting. My boyfriend is 8 years younger than me, and we have been together for 7 years. I'm 40 and he's 32. Oh, that's quite nice, actually. I had a relationship like that before. I've always been in shape and looked after myself, whereas he's been less worried about that. But I've always never But I've never been bothered as I love him. I just have always loved the gym and feeling good with nice clothes, etc. We have an 18-month-old son, and I have not been able to obviously do as much taking care of myself as I used to. Plus, my body has changed post birth, breastfeeding, etc. So I already feel like crap. Since having the baby, I feel like he thinks he can get away with saying things about my age, etc., even if it's a joke. It still upsets me. Oh, really? Hmm. Anyway, earlier we had a bit of a disagreement, and I went down his phone, which I've never done, only to find that he's been messaging a friend of his about a night out and said, "Oh, yeah, let's grab a granny after. You'll like that." My partner replied, "I've got a 5-year plan, and then I'm moving on to a younger model." I feel sick. I wish I had never seen it, as I already feel so unattractive. I don't really know what I want you to say, but I genuinely feel like it's the truth that I feel insecure. He also hates living where we live, and I know he wants to move where all his friends are, but logistically, with a child, it's just not viable at the moment. So I think the 5-year plan is the truth. Oh, so he want to be with you for 5 years while he gets himself set up and hooked up, and then he gonna move on to a younger model. That's what you're saying. I'm gonna say this: at 40, I guess you wanted a baby. You wanted a baby. It's your first kid. You wanted a baby. So you to have a baby by some 32-year-old idiot. You made it to 40 with no kids. What was you doing? What was you thinking? I mean, why? As you see, it's not the rose-colored field of roses that you thought it was going to be. And now you're going to be a baby mama when you could have avoided all of this by not getting pregnant. It's one thing to have a fling with somebody, fling away. Who am I to talk? I've done it dozens of times with younger dudes. I likes that shit. But one thing I'm not going to do is have no kids with them. One thing I'm not going to do is take anything with them seriously. I'm not going to do it. And having a baby with somebody is investing. That's taking them seriously. Young men are full of shit. They're for a good time only. You do not put yourself in no. Even young women shouldn't invest themselves in young men because they're stupid. They're dumb. The brains don't work yet. They don't have shit going on upstairs. Everything that they do is about what's in their pants. So, I mean, if you're a woman and you're okay with that, that's fine. But you don't fall in love with it and you don't have kids with it. You don't let your money get commingled with it and you don't invest in it. You fuck it and then you send it on its way. That's what you do with young dudes. I'm trying to say, I have a PhD in that shit. But it's like, love, and they be trying to see if, like, could you fall in love with me? Let me think about it. No. Why not? Because I just don't want to. And a lot of they believe that if they really put it down, that you'll be strong and stuff. And then, like, you just don't know. When some woman's more of a sociopath than you, don't give a fuck about your dick. I mean, that's great and everything, but it doesn't have no magical superpowers. It ain't gonna make nobody fall in love with you if that's what you think. And they be thinking that, like, they just can just put it down, and you just go jump up and be like, "Oh my God, I love you so much, love me, move in with me. I'll have your babies. I'll give you all my money." I guess they be thinking that's gonna happen. They'd be like, I knew this one dude. He was like, that was his attitude. He's like, "Well, what you gonna make me for breakfast, motherfucker? There's some Cheerios down there. Make yourself happy. Some milk in the refrigerator." I'll eat Cheerios. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you then. McDonald's down the street. Well, I'm gonna just go downstairs and cook something. No, that's a good idea. It's probably some stuff in the refrigerator, and then when you get done, bring me a plate. This is a true story. And he thought that was just so unbelievable, and he brought me a plate too. I had breakfast in bed, but I mean, it's like, I'm not gonna treat you special. You ain't my nigga. We just fucking, okay? Understand your role here. Just stay in your envelope. I only cook for men that I am married to. We ain't that kind of party, so you don't get home cooking. Not for me. Yeah, that was funny. He thought that was good. He thought that was just the best. He stuck around. I was dealing with him for about 6 or 7 months. It wasn't, I mean, he was cool once he understood what time it was. Everything was cool. But he tried to play that game at the front end. Like, you gonna cook me something, nigga? No. What made you think that? Well, wasn't it good? Yeah, it was good. It wasn't good enough to get no meal though. I mean, that's some shit that has to have me on Mars or something, and I'm still on Earth, so I don't know what to tell you. And he was just so through. But like I said, they try it. They're gonna try it, but it's gonna be up to you, ladies, to shut that shit down. You don't let them get in your head like that, and you don't let them feel like they have the magic stick, and that's gonna make that happen. It's not that kind of party. Make sure you keep your mind strong. You're gonna be out here being single and dealing with these dudes. Your mind, your mind has to control every single thing that you do and everything that you say. You have to think. You don't go around just letting these dudes get in your head and trying to control your emotions. If you have any doubt, I have a video on here on this channel called Control Your Emotions, and it explains this whole process and how important it is as a woman that you maintain your dignity and control of your emotions at all times when you're dealing with men. You cannot let yourself get out of control. You cannot respond emotionally. You cannot respond in any kind of way that makes you lose your grounding. You can't do it. You have to always stay logical, and reasonable, and do everything that you do has to be a decision that is made with your own best interest. And if you can do that, then you will always come out on top on dating situations. Even if you love them, you still have enough self-confidence and belief in yourself that you're going to love yourself more. So if he starts clowning, then you're going to love yourself more. You're going to get rid of him. It's not going to be all that, but I love him though. But I love him. And excusing bullshit and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. That's unfortunately what's going on with her 32-year-old little idiot. You would do best to get rid of him, chick. Question number 22. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group. He's black and he's out of Santa Ana, California. Deb, do young women not want relationships anymore? I'm 24 and I know at least 2 women in their mid-20s who don't use dating apps and only go out to meet their almost exclusively female friend circle. Basically, they are unapproachable for men. On the dating apps, everyone says they want something serious but don't even interested in the other person enough to ask a simple question. In real life situations, every woman I meet is either married, have a boyfriend, or don't want to date at all. I get the feeling that a significant number of women don't want a relationship before their late 20s unless they found someone that by that time who magically ticks all their boxes. What's your take on this? Well, we did a show a couple of weeks ago based on an article that was in Psychology Today by Dr. Greg Matos, where he talked about how men are just they'll have no skills with relationships, and women, as women advance more and more, their standards for what they need in a man are becoming higher and higher, and fewer men meet those standards. So more and more women are opting to remain single than sacrifice and settle just to have a man in their life. So women get their needs for socialization and friendship met through female friends and family or platonic male friends. And so they're not really that pressed to have a relationship anymore like they maybe were, I don't know, 50, 100 years ago. They're just not tripping on men like that. So you've noticed that and you're experiencing it, and that is going to start happening more and more as more young women wake up and realize that the socialization that they got, that a relationship and a man is the main thing that they should be focusing on, is a bunch of garbage. They should be focusing on themselves. And it's nice if you have a partner. Don't get me wrong, it's great. It can be great. But it can also take you to the depths of despair, depression, and just all kinds of other horrible things. So, the man that a woman aligns herself with has to be on her level. He has to meet her standards in mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, sexually, all kinds of ways. And most of men just don't do it. Y'all don't do it. And you ain't trying to do it. And so women are going to pass you by and not want to be bothered with you. That's essentially where our society is headed. Women will be into their purses and buying property and traveling and doing everything they want to do for themselves without a care about what men like and what men want and what anything about you, because you guys will be non-motherfucking factors in their life. Now, what do you have to do to correct that? You have to figure out what women need, and then you have to give it to them. What are these new breed of women looking for in a man? They want an emotional connection. They want a man who's emotionally available. They want a man who's solid and stable mentally, a man who's solid and stable financially, a man who's got some goals, who has some conversation. He's not talking about, like, no, I'm saying, no, I'm saying, no, I'm saying, no, I'm saying. Yeah, you are, yeah, 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 white, right, right. Okay, mumbly mouth. Nobody's interested in that. That hood shit. They want a man who has a conversation, a man who has some education, a man who's about something, goals, dreams, and he's working to make them happen. They want somebody they can be proud of. If that's not you and you feel like it's too much work to be that, you will continue to be alone because no woman will want you. I don't know what to tell you. But that's where society is headed. Women are leading that change and they're just not tolerating men's bullshit anymore. If you find a woman who's willing to tolerate your bullshit, then you should consider yourself blessed because she has not woken up yet. She's still in the matrix. But once she wakes up, she's going to be through with you too. So that's when a lot of dudes and women wake up and they get a divorce. And they be mad. The dude be mad. Well, she left me. She took my kids and half my money. Well, it wasn't your money. You was in a community property marriage. And so, yeah, she took half. As well, as right she should, because she got your kids. You pay child support for the kids. That's not for her. If you don't want no kids and you want to pay child support, you should have kept your dick in your pants and you wouldn't have that problem. But you want to plant your seed everywhere, and then you got mad because you sprouted up a little sprout. Well, now you got to pay for the sprout. That's how that works. But, I'm not telling you. I tell women all the time, you think about that. One of my little cousins, this weekend I went to the birthday party, right? Found out one of my little cousins is pregnant. I couldn't help it. I mean, I didn't say it to be mean, but she ain't married and she no college degree. She got some little Mickey Mouse job or whatever. And so they were like, oh, she's pregnant. I'm like, what'd she do that shit for? It just popped out. I mean, like I said, I didn't say it to be mean. I seriously wanted to know what made you just make that stupid ass decision. Well, why you say that? She's plenty old enough. She's 25. I wouldn't give a shit if she's 45. She don't have the basic accoutrements to be nobody's mama. I mean, it's just going to be a struggle baby situation. Why would you do that in 2022? What the fuck? Like, you ain't seen enough women go through that shit. You got to do it too? I was so disgusted. I didn't even know what to say. So I just left the room before I got my mouth in trouble. My mouth got me in trouble. I just, because they was all looking at me like I was like a two-headed gorgon or something, that I would dare criticize the fact that somebody want to be a baby mama. I'm like, that's some stupid shit. What the fuck? I mean, but you think I'm gonna be applaud? They were talking about giving her baby showers and all that shit. I'm like, I don't do showers for baby mamas. I don't do that. Don't invite me. I told them I'm not coming. And they probably think, well, we're gonna bite your bitch ass anyway. But I just want them to know, don't even waste your stamp sending me nothing. I'm not coming. I don't do baby mama celebrations. So I don't know. And this is my own cousin. Well, she's my cousin. Okay, so she's my second cousin. Some dumb shit right here. But anyway, that's, so I just want you to know that my opinion, like I share on this show, is my true opinion. It's not just something I say on the show. I say it in real life too to people that I love and care about. I don't see the point of women treating themselves that way. So young man, this is the reality that you're going to face. So if you want somebody who's going to be on that kind of page, they're out there. But I'm saying, even they're waking up. And so when they do wake up, you risk losing them because you got to step up. If you guys want a woman, you got to step up and meet their needs. You ain't offering shit but some dick. Shit, that shit is blowing up and down the street like a goddamn tumbleweed. Don't nobody need to marry you for that. Binarily. Session number 23. We're near the end. We have 24. I started late because I was knocked out, slept through my alarm and everything. So question number 23, female, 22 to 27. She's black and she's out of New Orleans. Do men not know how to talk to women anymore? Wait, we just had one. I see she put them back to back. Do women not want relationships anymore? He says and she says, do men not know how to talk to women anymore? I was basically talking to this dude for one day who I didn't even hit up first. He hit me up saying I was cute. A couple of text messages down the line, he sends me this, quote, but basically, you got to show if you worth the time for me to consider a relationship. Y'all females like to play. It'd be funny, though, end quote. What? What kind of mumbly mouth nonsense is that? That pissed me off so bad that I just ended up blocking him. I'm just venting and was just wondering, have anyone else on the squad experienced something like this? Why do you think they are like that? Because some women it works. Some women like that challenge. Like I said, they haven't woken up yet. They still caught up in the matrix of, I gotta have a man, otherwise I'm not really a woman. And other women are gonna say, you ain't got no man, at least I could keep a man, that kind of thing, which is really big down south. So that's what you're dealing with. So he feeling like he's the prize is going to basically try to pitch you into a situation where you're jumping through a hoop and doing a circus performance to try to get his attention and keep it. So if he has, 3 or 4 women that's competing with each other for his attention and what he, is presenting as his wonderfulness and trying to get him to, quote, commit to a relationship, end quote, then he's going to be getting all kinds of goodies from y'all, cooking, giving him gifts, buying him Jordans and shit, jewelry, letting him move in without paying no bills, feeding him, helping him pay his bills, helping him take care of his kids, letting him drive their car. I mean, he's going to be getting all kind of perks and benefits from pitting women that are too silly to understand the game against each other. You had enough sense to at least understand that there was some bullshit and that he was just, he was just on some bullshit, and so you blocked him. Good for you. Congratulations. You graduated from the class with an A. But the women who would fall for this, that's what he's looking for. That's his little bait. He's going to throw it out to everybody, and somebody's going to bite. And that's the woman he's going to use until he gets tired of using her. These are the chicks that believe in potential. So they're going to be like, this is a potential relationship. That's the bait he's throwing out. There's potential relationship here if you prove to me that I should pick you. That's what he's doing. That's what that means. That sentence that you quoted, that's what that means. So, yeah. Thank you for writing that, because it's the kind of stuff, I couldn't make this stuff up, in these real life examples give me the opportunity to share games with young women that are watching the show. And here's our last question of the day. Let me put up the information for you. If you watching this show and you want to submit a question for an upcoming What the Fuck. Normally we do the show on Tuesday, but we had a little issue yesterday, so we did it today. But normally it's on Tuesdays. If you want to submit a question for an upcoming show, there's the information. You go to Debsterism.com. That's the website set up for the show. Debsterism.com. And you'll see a form there, a little button on the nav bar that says Get Advice. You click that and fill out the form and submit it to us for consideration. Not every question gets picked, but we do, over a period of time, try to use, I'd say 90% of them. But you might be one of those questions like we had where a couple of weeks ago, it had been in the inbox for 2 years. That was funny. They got lost in the shuffle. So there you go. There it is at the bottom of the screen. How you get the advice is in the show description down below. Click the link, or you go over to Debsterism.com and click the link on the nav bar. Anyway, it's the same form. Just multiple ways to get to it. Okay, so here's our final question of the day, question number 24 for What the Fuck Wednesday. This is a female, a 42 to 49 age group from Aurora, Colorado, writing about a male in the same age group, 42 to 49. I've been dating my boyfriend. He's 46 for 4 years now. I am 49. Okay, so you're a couple of years older. That's interesting. We are both divorced with older children. He is an only child and still quite spoiled by his mother. She even brings him lunch every day. He is a great guy and is very kind-hearted. The issue I'm running into is that he is very naive and doesn't take initiative. Total only child syndrome. His mom once said to me that he would do anything for me. I just need to ask him. He doesn't do little things without being asked. Making coffee, making the bed. Dad, nothing. He has a good job in his own apartment, so he's not a bum. I'm just the opposite, and I believe myself to be a go-getter. It's quite maddening sometimes when he pushes his empty plate towards me instead of taking it to the sink and rinsing himself. What the fuck? My father's on a downward descent and just started dialysis. I'm thinking he only has a couple of months to live. This boyfriend explained to me at dinner last night about how his ex-wife lost her father when they were together, and she was extremely angry at him for not being there for her when her dad died. She sounds a bit loony, and I don't consider myself anything like her. However, the boyfriend's concern was that he doesn't want history to repeat itself, end quote. In other words, he doesn't want me to get angry at him for not being there when my father dies. Somehow my father's death just turned into his issue and he's worried about himself. He has never met my dad. Gosh, it would be really nice to have someone to rely on to be there for me unconditionally. I don't think this man has the ability to do that because of his only child syndrome and being so naive about being there for someone. I'm not sure what to do. Do I cut and run? He has such a big heart, though, but I do not want to train him. I know the only way this relationship is going to work is for me to accept how passive he is and how he does not take the initiative for anything. But Deb, it would just be nice to have someone to make dinner for me once, or top off my car with gas, or just say, I got this without needing instructions, with anything, especially now. I just booked a big trip to Europe in March of 2023 with him. Do I keep going with this relationship just to have someone to do things with? If I stay, how do I manage? Thank you for your insight. No, you don't stay with this motherfucker. What's wrong with you? This isn't only child syndrome. This is mama's boy syndrome. You trying to be polite and whitewash it. He's a mama's boy. I mean, it's nice his mother said, did you have to do anything? He'll do anything for you. You just need to ask her, why didn't you train your son to be independent and do things on his own and take the initiative? Why did you always do everything for him? Now he's just useless. No woman's going to want him. And what's going to happen when you die? Because you know you old. You're going to die and he's going to be left here by himself to try to figure it out. You did him a disservice. That's what I would tell her. Nobody wants your raggedy ass son. Girl, if you don't get rid of this fool, the kind of thing, the stuff that you want is not unusual. You want to feel cared for. You want to feel supported. You want to feel like someone takes an interest in your mental and emotional well-being. This guy doesn't do that. I don't know what it is that you say he has a big heart, but where is he showing you that? You put that sentence in there, but he has a big heart though. But nowhere in here did you give any examples of where this big heart is. All I'm hearing about is where he's focusing on himself. Even to the point where his ex-wife, he focused on himself. So I'm like, okay, you say he has a big heart. Where is it? What is he doing which shows you he has a big heart? These are things that you just throwing words out there just because you want to convince yourself and you think that I'm stupid and I'm going to not catch that. I catch everything. Okay? You can't just slide that in there and think I'm not going to jam you up about it. This motherfucker don't have a big heart. He has a stingy little black marble heart, and all he thinks about is himself. That's what you got. And then you got to circle around like a baby. He would push that plate towards me, and I would pick that bitch up and crack him over the head with it. That's what I would do. Because I know me, my temper is too bad. You think what the fuck I look like a maid? My name is not Mabel, bitch. Get up here and do something with your dish your damn self. I already fixed the food, you lazy bum. The least you could do is wash the dishes. Get up to the sink and do something with yourself. Make yourself useful. See, that's the kind of stuff. If a man had a big heart, he wouldn't let you do all of that kind of stuff. He would be caring about you. He would be worrying about you. He would be stressing about how you feel because your dad is nearing the end of his life and helping you start making that mental and emotional adjustment. That's somebody with a big heart. That's what they do. He would be with you every step of the way because he would be concerned about you. This motherfucker right here does not have a big heart. He don't have nothing where it concerns you. No caring, no support, no nothing. You just sitting up there again in a relationship of convenience where some dude is just getting some free ass and you sitting up there talking about it's your boyfriend. What is it with women in this thing here? Oh my God. What is it? You guys just take anything and call it a relationship. You take any kind of treatment from some man as long as he's consistently treating you in some bullshit way and call it your boyfriend. You're not thinking about the fact that you're not getting shit out of the relationship. There's nothing, he's not giving you anything. Nothing that you can't do for yourself or that a female friend or family member would do better. And you don't have to fuck them to get it. So I'm telling you this. I know it's a harsh moment for you, and I know it's hard because you're stressed out about your daddy, but this is a reality check that you need to get your mind wrapped around before you face the crisis of your dad dying. Get rid of this dude now, so at least you don't have that on your mind. If your dad dies and you pitching around looking for somebody to provide you comfort, you're going to be looking at the next person, which would be him, to do it, and he's not going to be there for you. He wasn't even there for his wife, and you're not his wife. So for you to have the expectation that he would treat you better than he treated his wife is kind of interesting. It's not going to happen. Okay, so wake up. Oh my God, this is just too unbelievable. I can't say that I've seen so much of this as I have lately, of women just taking anything and trying to call it a relationship and call the man who's just there using them for convenience their quote boyfriend, and having all these expectations of somebody who's just there to tap it. Just because he taps it continuously does not mean he's your boyfriend. He just a lucky motherfucker that found somebody who's stupid enough to give him some free ass. That's what your boyfriend is. You don't believe me? Look at the video called that. Boyfriends are a waste of time. That's where I got the idea from. It's right. Just type that in under the video search. Boyfriends are a waste of time, and it will pop up, and you can listen to it. Because that's what I feel. Okay, so let's our next video. Next video we're gonna have is uh this one. Yeah, this the Dusty News Network. Woohoo! And it's gonna be a longer show this time because I had to miss last week because I went to that birthday party. So I promised you longer show. So hopefully you set your Friday night aside and come on through and laugh with us on Friday because that's what we're gonna be doing. A bunch of laughing. I hope to see you guys there. We start at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you'll get an idea of what kind of stuff we do, and you can submit your contributions for upcoming shows. We'll be doing Dusty News Network through September, and then our summer programming will be over. So I'll see you guys on Friday night. Thank you. Bye-bye.